MovieWeb.com.
What a good boy!
Andy and Bruce found the perfect dog.
I'm a kind woman, okay? But we have rules, and you know them. No dogs allowed. I need cinnamon.
Now all they need is a place for him to stay.
Don't you think he deserves a real home?
Friday! No! Get back here!
What's that? It's just an old hotel.
Go, go!
Think they belong to anyone? If they did, would they be here?
No, I was just down talking to a couple of the dogs.
Talking to them? Really?
I talk to dogs. I'm like David Berkowitz.
We didn't even
I'm
do
like,
that.
hey, I'm kidding. But they have such distinct, like, personalities. I'm wondering, were you able to bond with them off screen, or was it solely
nice
like the nice ones? Which ones were mean?
Buster, the English bulldog, is really stubborn and difficult to work with. But
and he barks.
Grunts and snoring.
My favorite was Shep, the border collie. That was my favorite. The smartest dog.
No, he's not related to Mike the dog from down and out Beverly Hills, is he? Because he kind of looks like that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Long lost relatives.
Now, I wanted to know, as the proprietor of the Hound Lounge, did you sort of figure out what music dogs like to listen to? Because my dog doesn't like to listen to any music, but I think maybe I haven't found the right song for him yet.
Yeah, I haven't for my dog either.
He just sits and doesn't like anything, right?
He doesn't, I mean, sometimes I wonder if he's deaf, because he doesn't respond to that stuff at all, my dog. My dog responds to shadows of things that we can't see, which is unnerving.
I was gonna say, maybe he's seeing ghosts or something.
Maybe.
Dogs have that second, like, or what do they call it? The sixth sense. They can see paranormal stuff.
Right, I know.
I'd watch that.
It's unnerving.
Well, now for the kids that see this and they get interested in building their own dog hotel, is it realistic that this many dogs could come and live in one place and sort of get along like they do in the film?
Yeah, it is realistic. You would have issues that all the dogs would work out amongst themselves as far as who's the dominant and who's not. But yeah, it could be possible. It might be really messy. But
Friday, where are you, boy? What's that? It's just an old hotel. Hotels don't make footsteps. People make footsteps when they walk through hotels. With their feet. Good point. Come on. Go, go, go!
Now, for you guys, was it easy for you two to bond as siblings?
Yeah, I mean, I read with a lot of Bruce's, and like me and Jake kind of clicked immediately, and we kind of look like brother and sister. And so yeah, we got along really well.
And he was the Bruce.
He was, yeah. No, after his audition, I was like, I think he's amazing. I really like him.
Was it easier to get along with him than the dogs, or not so much?
No, the dogs were much easier. Now
they outshined me definitely. And
no, we always joked around that the dogs were trying to upstage us though. Yes. Like they would do stuff, and we're like, stop! You're making us look bad.
What was your relationship like with the kids? I mean, did you sort of bring on this bad stepmother character to these kids, or did you allow yourself kind of to get to know them?
You mean in between?
Yeah, in between. Or did you kind of keep this guard up and you're like, you kids are never getting my key to my food?
No, we'd laugh at how horrible she was. Once. You know what, when the kids had no downtime, I have to tell you, because the minute someone says cut, they're thrown into the classroom.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know, they have good attitudes. They're like, oh, okay, gotta go.
I don't know if you heard, but Lois and I got a gig this weekend. Paid.
Wow, really?
I'm gonna RSVP you and the missus as yes, right?
I'm not sure that I'm actually gonna be able to make it.
What about that friend of yours that owns the club?
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna be there.
Yeah? Excellent. I told you.
Yeah.
Rough, rough, rough.
Rough, rough, rough.
I need a little treat. Rough, rough, rough.
Rough, rough, rough.
Who's gonna buy me something to eat?
It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun, you and Kevin Dillon, and I'm wondering, did you sort of create your own backstory for these two people?
Yeah, but it was, that, we'd been I mean, just by the clothes we wore, it seems like they kind of, you know, had this dream a while ago, and they just never changed how they looked or the look from when the dream started. Yeah, and yeah, and they're not talented at all.
A little bit, but not really.
Well, just acting like you are isn't the same as actually being it.
Now, I wanted to ask you about this new, like, rule I guess they're implementing in a lot of theaters since this came out and a lot of the other movies come out, that they're allowing people to take their dogs into the movie theater with them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, totally. And I'm wondering, what is your guys' stance on that? Because there's some really people that are outspoken about this. I don't want dogs in my movie theater.
If your dog is potty trained and your dog doesn't bark, because I'm not gonna be
I think there should be a special theater, or maybe just like the first few rows.
Like the nanny theaters for
or
the baby.
Maybe there should just be a specific theater for the dog owners and their dogs, and you know, just a common person.
What do you think the dogs are going to take away from seeing Hotel for Dogs if you bring one of them to the theater?
I think they would fall in love with one of the dogs. Yes. They would have celebrity dog crushes.
Unhealthy crush, maybe though. You don't want a dog stalking another dog from the film.
That would be bad. That would be bad.
Now, what's the most difficult thing about training 22 dogs for a film and keeping them all in line? And
the hardest thing really is not the scene of 75 dogs running down the street. The hardest thing is when there's, you know, more than 2, like 5 or 6 dogs in a room, all doing something different, because you realize they all have to pay attention only to their own trainer, not pay attention to the other trainer, not pay attention to the other dogs. So that's actually the most difficult.
And I was gonna say, this guy's been kind of vocal.
This guy, you want a dog? Because you could take
I would
him.
love to take a dog, but I can't have
yours.
2 more. Really? I'll take him home with me. I like him. I was gonna say, is there ever any like sibling rivalry on the set with these dogs? I mean, did they ever get jealous?
They aren't. We started working about 4 months before we started filming, so by the time we got to filming, they were all over each other. So they could care less about one another.
I was gonna say, except for him, he looks like he wants to be in the spotlight.
That's
down here.
Buster. Buster lives in his own world, so we don't pay attention to us.
Oh, poop! Who poops on the floor?
Hotel for Dogs.
That has to be the grossest thing I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
So right now, it's all good.